Hello. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I'm pretty sure we have some control over what we desire. Um, Starting out in life, I had pretty high expectations for myself, and I'm not sure where those developed. Maybe it was from the internet and I saw cool people doing cool things and I thought, man, I'd like to do that too. And so I figured if I wanted to do that, I needed to be pretty good at something. And the desire to create things and do emerged from that. And so now I have this constant desire to make things. And it's not overbearing. It's ever present. And I'm usually thinking about it most of the time. Definitely in the mornings. Whenever I'm unsure of what to do with my day, I think, okay, I could probably work on this, maybe work on that, and maybe come up with some new ideas. But I always want to do something, apply myself. And for a little bit, I've feared that I would no longer want this, that I'd start living a sedentary lifestyle that was something I really didn't want, because I'm pretty active. I do things brain-wise and body-wise, and I like to keep it that way, and I think I will keep it that way, because I don't have this innate desire to go down the path of least resistance. I mean, a little bit, right? But it's not something that I constantly go towards. Because if I was doing that, I'd be in a very different place than I am right now. And a lot of the time, whenever I'm thinking about what I am looking to do with my future, it's always something creative. Something that is, of the mind, of imagination. And a lot of the time, I think, man, if there was a moment where I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do, then I would think that give me a moment. Crazy people nowadays. They just have no sense of patience, I guess. Shoot. Anyways, the video's not done yet. I still have more to talk about. Just wait. But people are, well, I guess they do what they do. They are people, after all. Unpredictable. But I was going on about, creative stuff. I don't want to lose that spark. I don't even know if I want to call it a spark, but it's certainly something that I have, right? Some people don't think they're creative, and I feel like that's not true. It's just something they haven't, practiced. Because a lot of what I believe is practice. And most days I am making something, or I have made something. Like this morning I wrote some poetry. And I think getting into the habit of making something every day really, really helps existing It's just like nice. It's fulfilling, right? It satisfies something in my head of, yeah, I made that. I made something today. And I mean, I make these videos every day. And they help me think. Boom. They accrue a history of me on the internet, I guess. I don't know if I want that, but it's something that comes with it. And it may eventually get me an audience of people that I might be able to help, which aligns with my belief of helping people. So, I guess you should probably make something. It doesn't really matter what it is. It could be physical, it could be mental, it could be a model, it could be art, it could be making yourself into something. Having an identity of sorts, whether it be athlete or supervillain, I don't know. Just do something. Because a lot of the time, people are not doing much, and they're very passive in their life. They just wait for things to come to them, and then whenever they do, they might jump on that opportunity. But a lot of day-to-day life is passive consumption, and it's a lot of, I guess, taking from the hand that feeds you, and just doing what other people tell you. Starting from your parents, you're, just doing whatever, and then you might get your own little bit of free will when you become a teenager and make your own decisions, and then eventually when you're an adult, you have your stuff to do, because, you're an adult. If you want to survive, you gotta get money. If you want to get money, you need a job. It's easily laid out in the mind, but it's a lot more complicated than that. And more so, I think, that it's a lot easier to let go of what you have, in the sense that it's really easy to give up your freedom for comfort. It might be a little more difficult to find nowadays, but there are still opportunities out there where you lose your freedom, but you are given an identity and a mold to fit into. And that's not a good deal in my mind. Maybe some people want that. But I am quite partial to having freedom. I'm a fan of that, doing what I really want to do. Because if I were to give that up, then that lowers my options. I have much less choice in life. And maybe I want to develop and grow as a person in a different route that is not aligned with the people that I sold my freedom to. So the fact that you are born into a world where you sometimes have some sort of freedom is a big opportunity that you shouldn't just let passively be lost. And it's not that you have to fight for your freedom. You just have to choose your freedom. You have to make it into something, because you can follow the line that you are told to go down, but maybe that's not the line you want, and that decision in itself is losing your freedom because you are giving it to someone else. So don't give that up, and make yourself into somebody before somebody else makes you, I guess. Anyways, toodles.